Hey YouTube, today I'm going to show you a little bit about my board. I'm going to re-grip the back. I'm going to add some spikes and I'm going to add some 3D grip tape. I am going to be replacing the Vicious grip tape in the back of my setup with the Seismic Lokton grip tape. This is just the solid, not the honeycomb or the metal plating. I am going to be adding some 3D grip underneath this, so I don't really want the holes there to mess with the way the grip tape lays down. What I'm going to be doing for the spikes is I'm going to be adding these 1-inch self-tapping hex head screws. They're going to sit in the board kind of like this here, if you can see that. So I'm going to put more spikes in here where my foot is, in my back foot. There's going to be some 3D in the back, and I'm going to probably add a bit of strip in the center so I can get some of that dubs. I'm going to add these guys in using a drive head and some power tools. I'm going to use this Magnum steel epoxy stick to add in that 3D grip in the back. If you're using a torque gun like this, it's going to ratchet when it gets down to the bottom, and it helps for the drive, but it will strip itself out of the board. Now I got it started. It should be a little easier. I really should have pre-drilled these holes. It would have taken a lot less time to install. So guys, what I've got going on here now is the removal of the old Vicious. I've left this in the car, so it's hot. It should just peel right off. I'm using a wooden carving chisel to scrape off the old glue and grip tape residue. Sometimes the grip tape doesn't really want to stick, and you could spend a little bit more time cleaning your board, but I usually just use glue anyways to stick down the edges. Alright guys, so what I've got here is the Magnum steel epoxy stick. I'm going to use that as some 3D concave and some W. But you'll want to use gloves because this stuff's pretty nasty. And you want to work at it fast. So it sets in about 15 minutes, but the full cure time is an hour. Okay, here we go, 15 minutes and counting. You really have to mix up the epoxy stick and then be ready to put it where you want it on the board before you start installation. I took a lot of time shaping the 3D concave to the way I wanted it, and I made sure that the edges were stuck down with that wood chisel again. So then you just sit, let that cure. The only part I don't know about this stuff is that it's not rubber on there, it's just paper.
No, it's not as malleable as like Jessup Rome or as Vicious or whatever, but it lasts way longer than Vicious or Jessup, and it's much, much grippier than Jessup.
Get that Lokton on. I'm not really sure how I feel about straight paper or grip tape. It never seems to mold to the shape that you want it to, or stick that well. I ended up having to score the edges, and using some creative pounding tools, I got the grip tape where I wanted it. Here's that back foot placement, just in case you guys are wondering. I end up trimming the spikes down about halfway. It's like one of those mushrooms. Mm-hmm. The puff balls.
There's going to be tiny shoes popping up all over the place.
Yeah.
I've never been a fan of Gorilla Glue, actually.
Once the grip tape was mostly stuck down, I used Gorilla Glue to stick down the rest of it. You really got to make sure you have a thorough coat on both sides, and then you have to clamp it.
Those got to go way down.
What do you mean, Ellis? They hold on to it perfectly. They're just gonna they'll be perfect. They'll just sink into my shoe, and I'll never have to worry about losing anything off my board ever again, except my toes. I'm holding the grip tape in place with a ratchet strap and some old boots. It's really important to let the glue set before you take off pressure. This is my downhill 36 by the Roger Brothers. I just went skating today, tried out my new T3D grip. This is Lokton Seismic skate. I also put in some foot spikes for my toe sides.